they are actually they are in the elastic collision state. Then what happens in the elastic collision? The transfer of energy takes place in a very less amount of time, and that's why the photoelectric emission seems to be instantaneous. Have you got that now? Yes, Shubham, tell me. Okay, got that. Good. Now let us start our class now. Okay, the part 2 of the class. So today, in this class, we are going to understand. Let me tell you again. I'm using the mic. Don't speak in between. If you have any doubt, you can write the question. You can type your question. Okay, and after 20 minutes or so, for 10 minutes or for 5 minutes, I'll allow you to ask the questions. At the end, if you want to speak only and then only ask, we have got 10 minutes for that. Okay. So right now it is 11:43 till 12. I'll teach. Then after for 10 minutes, we have a question answer round. Is it clear? If you won't ask, then I'll ask. Is it clear? Okay. So determination of Planck's constant and work function from the graph we have studied. One graph we have studied, and it was very important graph. The graph was between stopping stopping potential and the frequency. The graph was like this. Okay. And this graph was like this. And this frequency, we told it is the threshold frequency. Below this frequency, no emission is possible. Below this frequency, no emission is possible. Okay. Now, what we do, we extend this graph on this axis. So basically, we have a y-intercept in this. On this, we have an intercept. Let us say it v naught. Okay, this axis is v naught. That axis is nu. If we talk about the stopping potential, how we are going to write it? So kinetic energy maximum is equal to what? We have got the formula, energy minus work function. So kinetic energy maximum is equal to, energy was h nu minus h nu naught. Is it clear? Or we can write kinetic energy is equal to kinetic energy maximum, or kinetic energy can be written as EV naught. Kinetic energy maximum can be written EV naught, as I have told you earlier also. And it is equal to what? H nu naught first and then plus h nu. I can write that. I think there is no problem with that. And now I'm going to compare this equation. Let me write one more line. V naught is equal to minus h upon E nu naught plus h upon E nu. And let this be equation number 1. Now I'm going to compare this equation with the equation y is equal to mx plus c. Why I am comparing this? Because just see, on the y-axis I have taken a stopping potential, so V naught is here. On the x-axis I am taking frequency, that is nu, so nu is also there. Is it clear? So I am comparing this equation. Why I am writing so? This is minus h nu naught. Let it be h nu minus h nu naught. Minus h nu naught minus h nu naught. This naught should not be there. Okay. So basically what I'm doing, I'm comparing this equation. I'm comparing this equation with this equation. Just see, on the x-axis I have taken frequency. Here that frequency is there. In place of x, frequency is there. So if we compare, then what I'm going to have? In place of y, V naught is there, that is quite okay. In place of x, nu is there, that is quite okay. But in place of m, it is h upon E. Now anyone who can tell me what is m in this equation? What is m in this equation? Type in the message, don't speak. What is m in this equation? Slope. What this equation is called? This equation of a straight line. What this equation is called? The name of the equation is? The name of the equation is slope. M is slope. That is quite okay. Name of the equation is what? This form of equation is called? Linear. No, linear equation. It is a linear equation because it represents a straight line. But this equation is, we call something it. We call it slope intercept form. We call it slope intercept form. So m is slope. M is slope. And in place of m, what is here? Here we have h upon e. H upon e. Okay, I could not read the message. H upon e. So basically, slope is equal to, slope of the graph is equal to h upon e. Slope of the graph is equal to what? H upon e. So from h, if we want to calculate what is h, then what we should write, what we should do? The slope will be multiplied with e. So slope multiplied with e. So determination of Planck's constant will be done with this formula. If you are asked to calculate what is Planck's constant and how will you calculate that, if you have been asked this question, then how we are going to calculate this? We are going to use this form. H, one graph is given, this graph will be given. So from the graph, suppose this is your 5, this is your 10, and it is into 10 to the power 10 hertz. Okay, and here we have voltage. Suppose it is 2 voltage and it is 4 voltage. And what we have been asked, calculate the Planck's constant. Although it will not be correct, I have given the hypothetical figures. Then how will you calculate? I am just telling you. So, but Planck's constant is a constant value. Yes, it is a constant value, but from the graph, if you have been asked to calculate, just verify the value of Planck's constant. The question could be like this. Question could be like this also. Verify the value of Planck's constant. So we will verify from the slope multiplied by charge on electron. Is it clear? Question can be verify the value of Planck constant, or it will be determine the value of Planck constant. So you will not be writing in the exam na ki I know the value of Planck's constant, since it is constant, so its value is this. We cannot write this. We'll do from the graph. What I'm trying to tell, how will you calculate the slope of this graph? Suppose this is 5, this is 10 into 10 to the power 10, and it is 2 voltage, it is 4 voltage. How will you calculate the? So yes, always. If the graph is correct, then always it will give the same value. No problem with that. And that's why Anurag, if you remember, I have made 2 graphs when I was teaching this graph, and both the lines were parallel. If you remember. Do you remember that? Do you remember that, everyone? When I was teaching this graph, this was the 4th graph, I have made 2 lines. Threshold frequency 1, threshold frequency 2. But I have made both the lines parallel to each other. Why is it so? Because slope is supposed to be constant. The slope represents what? Planck's constant upon E, which is a constant value. Is it clear? So, how will you calculate the slope? So basically slope will be this value upon this value. Change in this upon change in this. And that will be multiplied with E to get the value of H. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? So determination of Planck's constant can be done by the graph. Second part is determination of work function. How this work function will be calculated? How this work function will be calculated? Now come again. What is C in this equation? Just tell me in the message. What is C in this equation? Yes, anyone? What is C? Speed of light. Wrong. Prashant. Y is equal to mx plus c in the mathematics. You also the speed of light. No constant. It is not constant. Yes, anyone. Aditya, you can speak. You will type the message. Do not speak anything. What is c? C is not constant. C is not speed of light. Anyone else? Speed of light, y-intercept. Sonam, good. It is y-intercept. It is y-intercept. Aditya, though, don't be over smart, okay? It is y-intercept. I'm asking in this equation, you are telling me in this equation. Ankita Mal, good, 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 good. It is y-intercept. That's why this equation is called slope-intercept form. Because M is slope and C is y-intercept. C is y-intercept. Yes, good. So, now, what is y-intercept in this equation? So, from here till here, it is the y-intercept. It is the y-intercept. This is the y-intercept and this is negative also. From the graph, you can see it is negative. So, we can write y-intercept is equal to, what is written over here? Since it is negative, already we can see, and y-intercept is negative. So I'm not putting negative over here. I'm just writing the value. So what is y-intercept here? So it is h nu naught upon E. H nu naught upon E. What that h nu naught represents? What that h nu naught represents? Work function. So in place of h nu naught, I'm going to write work function and E I'm going to multiply this side. So what I'm going to have? I'm going to have work function is equal to E multiplied by y-intercept. Y-intercept. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Work function is E multiplied by y-intercept. So basically from this graph, if this is not being asked, h, then this will be asked surely. Work function will be asked surely. And for that, you need to remember what you have to do. You have to multiply E with the y-intercept. Just ignore this negative sign because negative is already over here. And if you write minus y-intercept, because y is negative over here, so negative and negative will be cancelled out. So no need to write negative sign. Is it clear? So will you be able to calculate Planck's constant and work function from the graph? If it is being asked, then you will be able to calculate. Everyone? Okay, good. Okay, shall we move ahead now? Let me check the message once again. Any question? Okay. No problem. Okay, take. Okay, so this is how the Einstein theory of photoelectric effect is, and this is how this photoelectric effect is being explained with the Einstein theory. Now, this is a very good. This was the very good step to prove that the radiation is actually a particle. But there are some phenomena which are very well explained by the wave nature of light, like interference of light and diffraction of light, polarization of light. But there are some more effects which cannot be explained by the wave theory. They are explained by the particle theory, like one you have studied, photoelectric effect. Another are Compton effect, black body radiation. So many other things are there. So now the confusion arises whether the light is a wave or light is a particle. Okay, whether the light is a wave or light is a particle. So many times the scientists discussed over it and they feel that wave is actually having the dual nature. It behaves as a particle and it behaves as a wave also. Okay, the radiation is having actually dual nature. It behaves as a wave as well as it behaves as a particle. It depends upon the nature of the experiment, what you are observing. If it can be explained, by the wave theory, then we will say that the wave is exhibiting the wave property over here. The radiation is exhibiting wave property over this experiment. But if it cannot be explained by wave theory and it is explained by particle theory, then we should say that here the radiation is exhibiting particle theory. Now the question arises, if any experiment is like this which can be explained by both wave and particle, the answer is no. There is not a single experiment, not a single phenomena which can be explained by both. It can be explained by wave property also, it can be explained by particle. There is nothing like that. There is not a single phenomena, there is not a single experiment which can be explained by both. Either it will be explained by particle nature or it will be explained by wave nature. If it is explained by particle nature, we'll say that wave radiation is showing particle nature here. If it is explained by wave theory, we'll say radiation is showing wave nature here. Is it clear? So wave is having dual nature, and it is not us who decide that what nature of radiation is exhibiting in an experiment. Is it clear? So wave nature, particle nature, and we'll finish by this. Radiation is having dual nature. It behaves as wave as well as it behaves as particle. Sir, in condition of light, what condition of light, Ankit? Condition of light means reflection, refraction. Are you asking about? Ankit. Yes, reflection, refraction, it is behaving as a wave. It is behaving as a wave nature. It behaves as a wave nature. There is one experiment actually, half of this can be explained by wave and other half is explained by particle. Like when we see any object, till the ray of light, till the wave of light from the object to come to our eye and forms an image on retina. Till here it is wave nature, and then after it falls on retina, transfers its energy on the retina, and that energy travels in the form of pulses to our brain. That can be explained by particle theory, but not whole of the experiment can be explained by both. Is it clear to everyone? Reflection, refraction we have studied in the wave. Does the wavelength of photon increases after elastic collision? We are not talking about wavelength. Wavelength we do not. Who has asked this question first of all? Let me know the name also. Sorry. Yes. Prashant. Sir, does the wavelength of photon increases after elastic collision? Why you are so worrying about wavelength of photon? Since frequency is not changing, and the speed of photon suddenly after it becomes zero and velocity of photon becomes zero, then photon will not exist at all. And if it does not exist, then why we should not talk about its wavelength? Have you got that? When photon strikes the electron, it transfer its whole energy to the electron. And photon, if transfer its whole energy to the electron, it becomes at rest. And if it becomes at rest, then what will happen? Its rest mass is zero. Did you know that? The rest mass of photon is zero. So if rest mass of the photon is zero, it simply means it does not exist then. If it will not exist, then why to talk about its wavelength? Is it clear? Prashant? Okay, good. Now, so this is all about wave theory, particle nature of wave. This is all about particle nature of wave. Now it is 12. If you have if you have to ask any question till now, if you have to ask any question. Okay, one more day it will take. It means it hypothetical. Anurag and Anjali Tiwari. Photon, the existence of photon is because of the point we cannot explain the photoelectric effect with the help of wave theory. In physics, we used to modify the things. Okay, so it is not hypothetical. It exists in real. But the thing is, photon interacts with matter very rarely. Okay, and that's why we do not have so many experiments to explain its existence. But again, there are some effects which can be explained by the photon, and that's why we believe that it is existing. Okay. Okay, good. Now, anyone who has to ask anything? If you will not ask, then I'll ask. Okay. Now you can speak up also. I'm discussing. Abhishek Kumar, are you there? Speak up. Abhishek Kumar. Abhishek, don't send me the message. Just speak up. Okay, when you have to respond, you'll not speak. You've got your ninja technique, huh? Abhishek Yadav, Abhishek Yadav. Nobody will speak, huh? When it comes to answer, nobody will. Yes, Abhishek, good. Abhishek, tell me one thing. What intensity of light in particle picture of wave, what intensity of light means? In particle picture, what? Yes, not knowing. Very good. Abhilasha, can you tell me that?